Hey, it is Mr. Thursday. And I guess our topic today is transitioning advice. What I'd say, one piece of advice, or I guess I'll give a few pieces of advice. One would be to decide whether or not you do want to transition, like with T or estrogen or whatever you girls and gents out there are doing. That's a big one because not everyone does. We assume that people want to take testosterone or estrogen, but for somebody, they might not want to do that for to preserve their vocal cords. I've heard a few trans guys, and a few trans girls do that so that they don't do that, and even for fertility reasons. So decide if you want to take the testosterone or estrogen route. Then after you do that, I'd really say, well, just in general, move that. I think a few of the other guys mentioned it, was to find support, like wherever you are. If there's like a counselor you can talk to, or at your school, or somebody that you know and trust, and some kind of like LGBT community or some kind of like outreach house. I know where I live, in Jacksonville, Florida, there's like Jasmine. I've personally never gone. I should go. But I know there's another therapist that I used to go to, another gender therapist. Uh, Besides the one I'm at now, and she has like a free like meet and greet kind of thing, like the first Tuesday of every month. Look up Christy Overstreet, and I've actually been there a few times when I used to go see her as like a patient or whatever. She's pretty good. She's really heart. She's really warming, and she has like a really deep Southern accent. So it's always lovely. Um, but yeah, find somebody or find like a group or something like that where you can find support and you can just somewhere that allows you to be able to really find out what you're feeling and express yourself and all those other things. Um, Two would be in the midst of that, and deciding things and going somewhere that's supportive, is finding a creative outlet for you to just really process your emotions. If it's writing or painting or running, I like running, um, or spoken word, things like that. There's always those are a few that are really good things that are healthy outlets, because everyone has their unhealthy ways of dealing with things, but you deserve to be the best person that you can be, and this is a very authentic lifestyle, and there's going to be a lot of things that you have to figure out, and you're going to make some mistakes. No one's perfect, but um just, I guess, getting better at making decisions, something like that. um and then this is all pre-T stuff for me, because pre-T at the moment. um Let me see what would be another one. I think those are pretty much it. Finding out whether or not you want to transition on estrogen or testosterone, whatever the case is. Finding healthy outlets and healthy places to go and people to talk to, and then just making better coping skills. I'd really say there's not everyone has to figure out a certain way, but those three for the most part are, I think, that are really are pretty much like the best things I think that you can do. It might be a little confusing in the beginning. I know it was personally for me, but finding a group that is still accepting of you while you're trying to figure out everything, that's really important, because those first stages, that first foundation of like, oh my gosh, hey, I'm realizing that I'm trans or whatever's going on with your gender identity, you deserve to you need to have a healthy place where you can express yourself. And for me personally, that wasn't me initially coming out. I didn't have a healthy space. I didn't know these things. So hopefully it helps a lot of guys and gals out there to to get help to keep transitioning. Let me see. Word of advice I'd give. I always try to give a word of advice is, and initially when you're finding things out, it might be a little like, but just get to know yourself more, to love yourself more, to grow more comfortable with yourself. I know that this is probably one of those times where you might not feel the most comfortable and you're still figuring things out, but I believe in you and I love you and I care about you. And I think that you'll be all right. Much love, peace, and light until next Thursday.